chosen ones. Have you ever noticed that there are certain places you just can't stand being in, even if you can't fully explain why? It's not because you're antisocial. It's not because you're arrogant. It's because your spirit is sensitive. When God sets you apart, your inner radar starts to pick up on energies, atmospheres, and environments that don't align with your calling. Here are 8 places chosen ones avoid, and after you hear this, you'll realize you're not alone. 1. Gossip-filled environments. The chosen don't thrive where negativity rules. If a place is full of gossip, slander, and backbiting, your spirit feels drained. That's because your anointing was made for truth, not lies. 2. Crowds with no purpose. You'll notice chosen ones avoid random hangouts with people who just waste time. God gave you a sense of mission, so meaningless crowds feel heavy on your spirit. 3. Spiritually dark places. Bars, clubs, or environments drenched in lust, greed, or violence feel suffocating. Chosen ones don't fit there because light and darkness don't mix, or homes filled with conflict. When you walk into a house where there's constant fighting, your spirit instantly picks it up. You avoid it, not because you hate people, but because your peace is too valuable. 5. Fake religious circles. Chosen ones can't stand environments where people use God's name but don't walk in truth. Your spirit instantly discerns the difference between real faith and empty performance. 6. Workplaces full of manipulation. You'll notice you struggle in jobs where people are power-hungry and controlling. That's because your spirit resists chains. You weren't made to be enslaved. You were made to lead. 7. Places where your gift is mocked. Chosen ones avoid circles where their uniqueness is belittled. If people laugh at your dreams, insult your calling, or make you feel too different, your spirit shuts down around them. 8. Spaces where God's presence is absent. Sometimes you can't even explain it. You just walk in and feel heavy, like something is off. That's not paranoia, that's discernment. Your spirit knows when God is not welcomed there, and it pushes you to leave. Chosen one, understand this. Your avoidance is protection. God gave you this inner compass so you wouldn't be trapped in atmospheres that kill your growth. The very places you avoid are the same places that could have delayed your destiny. So the next time someone says, "Why don't you come here anymore?" smile and remember it's not pride, it's purpose. If this message spoke to your spirit, type in the comments, "My spirit knows where not to go." And don't forget to subscribe, because I've got more truth coming that will set your soul on fire. Chosen ones, why do you feel uncomfortable in certain places even when everyone else seems fine? It's because your spirit is wired differently. You carry God's light, and that light exposes darkness. Wherever you go, your very presence shifts the atmosphere. That's why you can't blend in. You're not rejecting places. You're simply responding to the inner alarm God placed in you. Let me go deeper into this. When you avoid gossip-filled environments, it's not just about protecting your peace. It's about protecting your destiny. Every word spoken carries weight, and when you sit in the middle of constant negativity, it can begin to influence your spirit without you realizing it. Chosen ones know instinctively that words build or destroy, so they distance themselves. In crowds with no purpose, you feel drained because your soul is wired for assignment. While others enjoy wasting hours, your spirit cries out for meaning. You don't belong in circles that have no vision because your calling is too urgent. And in spiritually dark places, your body itself might even react. You might feel headaches, sudden anxiety, or heaviness. That's your spiritual radar picking up what others ignore. Chosen ones don't always need to see demons to know when evil is present. They just feel it. When you step into homes filled with conflict, notice how your spirit becomes restless. It's not that you dislike people, it's that constant strife clashes with your divine peace. You were made to be a peacemaker, not a sponge for chaos. Then there are fake religious circles. These are the most dangerous because they look holy on the outside but are rotten inside. Chosen ones can see through the masks. You feel the hypocrisy, and your soul resists staying there because God doesn't want you contaminated. At workplaces full of manipulation, you may find yourself targeted. Why? Because manipulators hate those they cannot control, and the chosen ones cannot be controlled by fear, money, or lies. You live under a higher authority, so they sense your resistance. When your gift is mocked, you quietly withdraw. Not because you're weak, but because you know pearls are not meant to be thrown before swine. God gave you your gift for a reason, and you refuse to waste it in places that dishonor it. Finally, when you enter spaces where God's presence is absent, you feel a deep emptiness. Others may laugh, drink, or party without noticing, but your spirit detects the void. That's why you can't fake comfort. You need the presence of God like oxygen. Chosen one, hear me. What you're avoiding is saving your soul. God made you different so you could walk in a higher path. The very places you leave behind are the proof that you are being elevated. So when people say you've changed, understand this truth. You were never meant to stay where God is not. If you believe this message, comment right now. My spirit chooses peace over chaos. Chosen one, let me reveal something many don't understand. Avoiding certain places isn't weakness, it's wisdom. God's hand is on your life, and your spirit is tuned to detect what could block your blessing. You might not always be able to explain it, but your inner warning system is accurate. Think about this. When you walk into crowded social events without purpose, you feel drained, irritable, even restless. That's your spirit rejecting distractions that could slow your divine assignment. It's not about pride, it's about protection. Every hour you waste in meaningless noise is an hour taken from your calling. Then there's toxic environments at work or school. You know the ones, places where ambition turns into selfishness, where manipulation is rewarded and truth is dismissed. Chosen ones can sense the imbalance immediately. You feel tension, you notice deceit, and your instinct is to step back. This isn't avoidance, it's discernment. God is teaching you how to navigate life without being consumed by it. And let's not forget places of spiritual compromise, bars, nightclubs, or gatherings filled with negative energy. They seem harmless to others, but your spirit can't ignore them. You feel uneasy, sick, or restless. That unease is your spiritual armor signaling that something in this environment is not aligned with God's plan for you. Homes full of conflict also push you away. Constant arguing, criticism, or emotional manipulation doesn't just disturb your peace, it weakens your connection with God if you remain too long. Your spirit was made to dwell in peace, not chaos, and God honors that instinct. What about circles where your gifts are mocked or belittled? Chosen ones don't need approval from those who can't see their value. God has already placed significance on your life that others cannot comprehend. Walking away from ridicule is an act of obedience, not ego. And finally, spaces lacking God's presence. They feel heavy, lifeless, almost suffocating. You may not know why, but your soul reacts because it was created for light, for abundance, for purpose. Darkness cannot sustain you, and God made sure your spirit will always seek His light first. Chosen one, every place you avoid is not a punishment. It is a shield. It protects your destiny. It preserves your peace. It positions you for the assignments God has prepared. The very places you reject today are the spaces where your blessing would have been delayed or diluted. So honor your instincts, respect your spiritual radar, and remember, the same God who guides you away from danger will guide you into His divine favor. If this spoke to you, comment now. My spirit chooses God's alignment over the world, and hit subscribe to stay connected, because your journey is only getting clearer, and the next message will reveal how God turns these very instincts into your greatest breakthroughs. Chosen one, now listen carefully, because this is the part that will solidify everything you've felt but couldn't explain. Every place you've avoided, every situation you've walked away from, every gut feeling that made you pause. It wasn't random. It was divine protection. God is actively shielding you from environments that could slow, distract, or even derail your destiny. Think about it. Every time you felt uneasy or out of place, it was not weakness. It was your spirit recognizing alignment with heaven's plan. Those crowded events, the toxic workplaces, the gossip-filled circles, they might look harmless to others, but your soul was screaming, "This isn't for me." And when you listened, you preserved your anointing, your peace, and your calling. Chosen one, understand this. Your avoidance is proof that you are set apart. Ordinary people can survive anywhere, but you were made to thrive in God's favor. That means you must honor your instincts. That means you must trust that what your spirit rejects, God rejects too. Every uncomfortable moment you've walked away from is a silent victory, a step closer to the fulfillment of your purpose. And here's a secret the enemy doesn't want you to know. The very areas you avoid are the exact areas where your breakthrough is being prepared. God isn't keeping you from abundance. He's keeping you for abundance. He's holding you back not to punish you, but to protect you, to sharpen you, and to prepare you for a level of success, peace, and spiritual authority that others will only see from a distance. So when you feel fear or guilt for not fitting in, for walking away from invitations, or for refusing to engage in what doesn't honor your spirit, remember you are obeying the call of God. You are listening to the inner compass He placed in your soul. You are not alone. Many chosen ones feel the same way. You are simply aligned with a higher frequency, one that most cannot sense. Now I want you to do something powerful. Type in the comments, "I trust God's guidance," and speak it out loud. Declare that your instincts are not mistakes, but divine direction. And don't forget to subscribe, because staying connected will ensure you continue to receive messages that reinforce your calling, your protection, and your alignment with God's plan. Remember, chosen one, your avoidance isn't separation, it's elevation. Your discernment isn't fear, it's wisdom. And your patience in waiting for the right environments to step into is what will ultimately bring blessings, favor, and spiritual fulfillment beyond what you've ever imagined. Stay faithful, honor your spirit, and trust God's timing. The places you avoid today are the very places where God is preparing you to shine tomorrow. Acts?